Jay, I need your help. I don't know what to wear.
Blue or fuchsia?
Oh God, they both look green.
What?
Jeannine, are you gonna get dressed? We have to be at this event in an hour.
Friend, I am not coming to this event tonight. I'm sick as a dog.
Wait, what? This is a wellness event. We have to go together as a team. I mean, if you don't go, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna say? Who am I gonna talk to?
Jeannine, you need to suck it up and come with me. I need you.
No, friend. You need to suck it up and embrace your fear. You don't need me to go to this event tonight. Everything you need is right in here. Don't you remember what Brett said?
Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Coach Jay, and your RSVP body trainer, Shay, is behind the camera today. You are watching Invite to Your Life TV, where we believe that you deserve to live your best life. Today we're talking with Brett Hoebel. You may know him from season 11 from The Biggest Loser. He's also creator of Rev Abs and founder of Hoebel Fitness. So we're really excited to have Brett today to share some of his insights around fear as we're gearing up for our masterclass on embracing fear and owning your life.
So Brett, I think what we'd like to ask you is, in your experience in the past, getting to where you are today, I imagine maybe there were some fears and things that you had to overcome or that you experienced. And is there a time in your life you can share an experience with fear that you've had and how what you learned or how you got through that time and overcame it to get where you are today?
Yeah, being in the fitness industry and definitely in the motivational and inspirational space, fear is something that comes up all the time. And just like the old adage that fear, there's nothing to fear but fear itself, I truly believe in that. Having fear isn't the issue. It's not facing your fears is really the problem. Or when you face them, how you deal with them. That's really the trick. Because if it doesn't challenge you, it won't make you stronger. So you want to have fear. You want to live outside your comfort zone. I always say life begins right outside your comfort zone. Trust me, there should be a little fear there.
Did you always know that, or was there something that you went through that taught you that?
There's been a lot. I mean, being an overweight teenager, and it's you don't have a fear of getting overweight because I didn't know I was going to get overweight. The fear of being thin again, it wasn't a fear. That was like the one thing I really wanted. But the lessons that I learned there, it was really about being accountable to myself, and there are things that you have to do that you don't want to do, as far as either listening to people or taking abuse from people, or for me there was a lot of emotional and physical stuff I had to go through, just physical training to get out of that. But I think a lot of people, the issue is people live in their comfort zone too much. They get complacent in their relationships, in their job, with their body, and they don't tough it out. And I always say, walk your talk, which to me, a lot of that is face your fears. You're going to have them. If you walk your talk, if you're accountable to your word, things will fall into place. For me, when I had to lose the weight, the interesting thing about being overweight, it's like a double-edged sword. You can't get thin in a day. It's going to take months. It may take years. There's no silver bullet there. But the lessons that you learn from the hard work that you have to put in physically, mentally, emotionally last through a lifetime. So I remember when I started to lose weight, I could see it, or other people started to see it. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel started growing bigger and bigger, and it started taking shape and started taking color, and all of a sudden it's like right there in front of you, and when you're about to get it, there is some fear, because it's something you've wanted for so long, and it's like, what am I going to do when I get it, and how am I going to hold on to it? And people's perceptions of you changed. Girls started looking at me, compliments started coming in, you know, I was then picked captain of the team instead of last, and all these sort of unexpected like responsibilities started coming on. It's something that I always tell people, that when I'm training them, and they're going through this process too, I tell them about this is what's going to happen. It happened on Biggest Loser, happened on Fat Chef, it happened with a lot of people. Of that thing that you want so bad is a desire, and right at the moment when it's coming up and it's right in your face, you may be fearful of it, but you got to own it. You got to step in there and you got to own it. And I think for a lot of people, if they don't have these like roots of self-confidence, whatever that was, parenting, or they played sports and they did well, or they had success in something in their life, they can own it. It's really tough. I dealt with this on Biggest Loser. A lot of the kids were overweight their whole life. They were always picked last. They were even like never picked on a team. They didn't have a lot of self-confidence from day one, and it was hard for them to do that. I had to show them at moments on the show, these are defining moments in your life. This is what you have to use to ground yourself and use roots.
So can I ask you how you transition, or how you embrace that fear in that moment, from going from that overweight person, that overweight Brett who made the decision that you were going to go on that fitness journey, and then you said that you get to that point where then it's starting to actualize in your life and those opportunities are coming. How did you embrace the fear of embodying that new you, or accepting that you deserve those things that were coming to you? Because I think that's something that might come up for people. Or where did that confidence come for you, and how did you make that transition?
There were just moments losing the weight that I had to deal with it, of the compliments or stuff that I was not used to getting, or really training hard. I didn't want to go to wrestling practice again. I didn't want to go to football practice again. I had to take summer league and all these things, but it's remembering where you're from, remembering who you are, remembering really what you want. If you had those goals and those dreams, you got to stick to them. And the kids would be running in lacrosse, and the kids, I remember some of them from middle school that would, make fun of me, would get in fights and stuff. They would stop at the 10-yard line, and that little voice would say, "You're going to run to the 20-yard line."
Mm-hmm. That reminds me of a quote. Tell me if this relates to what you're saying. It's confidence comes from the voice within that tells you you belong. So it sounds like maybe you were able to listen to that voice when there was part of you telling you you couldn't. You found that space that was like, I can, and that was maybe embracing the fear versus, like you said, you don't really conquer it and it goes away, it keeps coming back, so you just embrace it.
I had to admit I had a problem, and once I did that, there was a defining moment I'll never forget. I was in my pantry and I just asked for spiritual help, and my mom had been overweight and she was really great about never being judgmental, but I just didn't really listen to her as much. But in this moment I really felt like there was a presence, and I felt like I was being listened to, and I was like, I knew I was going to be accountable to my word at that moment, and really, really accountable. So in these other moments in practice or whenever, years after that, there was this defining moment of when I said, if I am going to commit to my word, I'm going to keep it. And it would pop up. So when I said, you're going to run to the 20-yard line, don't stop, I didn't want to back down from that, because I knew at the end of the day, man, your word is the only thing you have to yourself. Nobody else is going to do this for you. And if you can't be accountable to yourself, that's it. You either do it or you don't.
So what I'm taking from what you just said, if I could put it in 3 steps from Brett Hoebel, it sounded like the first step was admit that, face the truth, admit what the problem is, just really be honest with yourself. And then the second one was ask for help, and you did that in a spiritual way, but others may use that in a different way. So, ask for help. And then the third was accountability with yourself, and maybe even seek that outward if you need that extra punch.
If you have roots in your belief in yourself, if you have been able to show results in some form or another, you are going to have that confidence. But if you don't have that, you got to start working on it.
On the beliefs?
On the results. I think it's hard for people to believe in stuff where they don't see a result.
It's a cycle. So it starts with belief, right? And then it shows you the potential that you see, and the potential you see leads you to the result, the action that you take, and your action goes to your results, and then your results either strengthen your belief or weaken it. So what you're saying is like that cycle, they're all connected, but it really does, I think, start with your belief in yourself to see the potential to take the action to get the results. With that,
Absolutely.
would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
See, Shay, all you need to do is work on your belief in yourself. Don't forget what we discovered in our interview today with Brett Hoebel. Your beliefs lead you to the potential you see as possible. Potential inspires you to take action, and your actions always create your results. In return, those results are going to strengthen the belief you have in yourself, and this cycle can continue on, but it starts with your belief. And for all of you guys watching, stay tuned for part 2 of Brett's interview on Invite to Your Life TV.
Did you catch that? Here's today's Tweetspiration. All right, Jeannine. I am pumped. I am ready to go. Wish me luck.
Invite to Your Life Masterclass is happening live in NYC.
Check the masterclass page on the website or follow the link below to reserve your spot now.
See you there! Join us next week for Wake Up Wednesdays on Invite to Your Life TV.